Hi, this is Farzan Ghadially, your finance expert. Today at Midday, we're really going to look at Budget 2022-23. Sabka Saath, Sabka Budget. It's going to be a very challenging budget for the government. Let's understand the backdrop in which this budget has really been presented. In India, we have the third wave of COVID that is really taking the rounds in the country. Numbers are large, but with God's grace, the percentage of hospitalizations and deaths are not really there. Hence, there is no major economic lockdown that is really there across the country. However, there is a lot of uncertainty. Some experts are calling it too early to really say. So there is a possibility of an economic lockdown that could take place and that could impact the economy. The last 24 months, we've really seen the Indian economy go through a lot of challenges. Challenges in terms of lockdowns. Most companies or most small and medium enterprises have found it very difficult to really survive. So in this kind of environment where survival is difficult, the government and the Reserve Bank have done a fantastic job. Across sectors, we've witnessed a V-shaped recovery, a recovery that can really be seen as far as the results of companies are really concerned. However, when we really look at the budget, we have to keep a couple of things in mind. In the first half of 2022, we have 5 state elections. In the next 24 months, we lead up to the general elections 2024. Hence, there will be an endeavor by the government to really please one and all. Please the industrialists, please the small and medium enterprise and the Aam Aadmi that is really there, and really maintain a very good line in terms of fiscal discipline that's there. That is a challenging task indeed. Keeping this in mind, the first thing that the government would want to do is really give more money to the Aam Aadmi. The common man on the street has not had the best of last 24 months due to hospitalization, medical problems, uncertainty in the economy. So what will the government really try to do is please the Aam Aadmi by really rationalizing income tax. Please remember, in India, only 1% of the population really pays income tax, so it is a very challenging task. 5.8 crores income tax assessees were really there as far as the last survey is really concerned. So it is a very few people paying tax for a large number of people that really are there and supporting a large number. Infrastructure, health infrastructure. The first thing that the government would try to do is rationalize the tax slabs. When we really talk about rationalizing the tax slabs, today, the tax slabs that starts at about 2.5 lakh rupees, that could be revised to 3.5 lakh rupees, thereby giving more money to the people that in hand that is really there. Second, and the most important thing, India is the land of savings, where a lot of people save a lot of money. Additional tax incentive in terms of 80C, where it investments under insurance, public provident fund and such long-term instruments could see a move up from 1.5 lakhs the present to about 2.5 lakhs, thereby really encouraging people to save more. In the last 24 months, we've really seen, health is wealth. Hence, there has been a massive move in terms of taking health insurance. So Section 80D that provides incentives, tax incentive for health, there could well be an additional benefit from the current 25,000 to 50,000 that is really there. So thereby giving more incentive for more people to really take up health insurance that is really there with the kind of uncertainty that we have witnessed in the last couple of months. Most important, India is really the land of gold, where each one of us have fascination for buying gold. And rightly so, the government has been encouraging individuals to really move from physical gold to the electronic form of gold. Hence, sovereign gold bonds that are really there. The lock-in from there could be relaxed to about 3 years from 5 years with applicability of the long-term capital gain tax accordingly. Thereby, the Aam Aadmi would really have more money in hand that is really there. More money in hand would propel the Indian economy. There would be more consumption that would really take place. In order to really supplement this budget, there would be 2 underlying themes of this budget. First is infrastructure. Create world-class infrastructure in India, whether it's roads, ports, airports. Really make India the hub in terms of infrastructure development. And second is job creations. So as far as infrastructure is concerned, there is going to be a lot of additional boost as far as the infrastructure side is concerned. In the last budget, we really saw a record outlay of about 5.5 lakh crores. that would probably go up by about 25% and would end up with 7 lakh crores. 7 lakh crores of infrastructure outlay to create world-class infrastructure. Infrastructure has really been picking up in India in the last few years. We have the record pace of really building 40 kilometers a day in terms of highway infrastructure. Better infrastructure, better connectivity, boost to the economy. Remember, more infrastructure is created, more the demand for cement, steel, labor. So it really kickstarts the capital expenditure cycle and creates a lot of employment, increases GDP. It is estimated that probably the yearly requirement for the Indian infrastructure is about 21 lakh crores. So about 7 lakh crores would be from budgetary estimates for this year, 22-23. 6 lakh crores would be probably supplemented by the various state governments. 2 lakh crores by the various public sector enterprises that are really there. 4 lakh crores would be contributed by really the infrastructure development bank that has been created, and 4 lakh crores in terms of investments from private and foreign investments. So thereby, if you put the math together, the target of about 21 lakh crores is well in grasp as far as the budgetary estimates is concerned. So really, it's Make in India, and in order to supplement the Make in India and Atmanirbhar theme, world-class infrastructure is the way forward. Also, along with infrastructure, the real estate sector. Real estate sector is a very significant sector. It employs over 50 million people in India, and it really helps in terms of overall development. We could see in this budget the real estate sector be given infrastructure sector priority. Thereby, once that happens, amount of capital and liquidity that could flow to the real estate structure that could really improve. Today, the biggest problem with real estate is the lack of capital that is there. Once it gets an infrastructure status, as far as the sector is concerned, abundant capital would probably flow into the real estate sector. Along with this, also one of the points that they could be considered is rationalization of GST as far as construction is concerned. Today, when you really buying a house, which is under construction, you end up paying 12% GST, which could be rationalized to 8%. And in case of affordable housing, this could be rationalized from about 8% to 2%. This will really give a big boost on the whole to the real estate sector. Along with the real estate sector, India is really going on the theme of going green. So we've really seen a lot of developments in terms of a green India, clean India in order to comply with the Paris Accord. Keeping this theme in mind, there has been a lot of mention about hydrogen plants, gas that has been there in the previous budget. I think appropriate incentives will be followed as far as hydrogen, gas, solar will be concerned in this budget. Electrical vehicles is something that's really picking up in India. Probably a proper incentive in terms of Section 80 could be added, which would really help individuals save tax and at the same time buy an electric vehicle. That additional bit of incentive that is really there. Also, if you really look at the rationalization of GST for electric vehicles is at 5%. However, everything in the charging infrastructure, the battery, the charging still is probably taxed at 18%. There could be a rationalization as far as that is concerned to 5%. That will give a very big boost in terms of the electric vehicle. A new India, a clean India, and really a green India. In order to really get India in terms of making India superpower, one of the most important things is to really make India a global financial hub. A global financial hub, the Indian equity markets historically have seen a lot of participation in terms of foreign portfolio investors. Investors all around the world have participated in the Indian equity market. However, the Indian bond market is something that is not really picked up. In this budget, we could really see appropriate incentives come to the international gift city in Ahmedabad, which could really help pick up the international bond market and mark India, give India a place in the international bond indices. Thereby, large amounts of money as far as the debt market would flow into India. Please remember, the quantum of money that is really present in the international debt market is far larger than what is there in the equity market. Thereby, really placing India as one of the financial capitals of Southeast Asia and of the world, we could see a lot of incentives there. Along with this, we could also see probably appropriate TDS and appropriate taxation rules as far as cryptocurrencies is concerned. Though cryptocurrencies will be taken up in a separate bill, but appropriate taxation related issues could be taken up as far as this budget is concerned. As India has been recognized as the startup capital of the world, there have been large number of unicorns. Unicorns are companies with $1 billion worth of valuation. We've really seen foreign investors putting large amounts of money as far as the Indian startups ecosystem is concerned. The startup ecosystem will get a lot of boost as far as this budget is concerned, thereby really helping India to become the startup capital of the world, like employee stock options, direct listing abroad, ease of doing business, rationalization of taxation. All of this as far as the startup ecosystem would be mentioned in the budget in order to really boost India's image as a startup capital of the world. Along with this, rationalization in terms of corporate taxes, we've already seen a cut in corporate taxes. Rationalization in terms of corporate taxes for LLPs also could really follow as far as this budget is concerned. Most important, healthcare would probably be given a large allocation as far as the budget is concerned. Defense with a Make in India theme in order to really boost manufacturing. The production link incentive scheme across sectors has really picked up in India and has really resulted in a private capex really picking up. In order to boost this private capex, we will see a lot of announcements as far as the Make in India manufacturing theme is concerned. Along with this, agriculture would really probably take center stage as far as the budget is concerned in terms of probably fertilizer subsidy, appropriate allocations in terms of incentives. The drone industry for agriculture would probably get a lot of incentives. So this could well be a pro-agri budget that is really there. So in all, we would really see a budget for the people. The most important, urban employment is something that people have talked about. Earlier, it was just Narega that was really there. However, a form of urban Narega could well be introduced with the lessons learned from the pandemic. So in all, you will really see a populist budget, a budget that would please the Aam Aadmi, the underprivileged, the small and medium enterprises, and it could probably even help the larger corporates. This will be the foundation for New India. The budget of 2022-23 will really lay the foundation for supernormal growth to follow for many years. We've had very bad 2 years in terms of pandemic that we've lost. We will try and make up a lot of the lost growth for India probably through this budget. That's all we have for Finance Ka Funda this time. Do not panic in the capital markets. Please remember, the Indian growth story has just begun. There is a lot to the Indian growth story that is really there. A lot of wealth would be created. There would be a lot of volatility in the market. There could be euphoria on the budget day and probably a crash after a couple of days of the budget. But if you are there for a long time, stay invested in good quality companies. Do not panic. A lot of wealth will be created. Till we see you next time, enjoy the union budget, enjoy the perks of the union budget, be careful in the volatility, do not panic, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.